because when you're coaching behind the court, you get almost the blink of an eye to pass on the information clearly, precisely, and correctly. Brilliant for SeYoung. And if you take too long...
long injury layoff.
You know, carry on with the rest of the season. When I first heard the news, I was concerned how serious it was going to be, just because you never really know. Brilliant shot. The thing for her is she was in such a fantastic rhythm going for tour finals.
Yeah, Zuri saw her.
3. You've got to be so disciplined. Yeah. You can't miss anything because she cannot risk making it worse or the injury not improving.
If you're watching. And
3.
And then the Japan Open round of 16.
Supanida Kathetong.
Would say at the moment.
Badly SeYoung lost the quarterfinal.
Brilliant shot. I think almost goes a little bit unspoken. Revert. Incredible pickup.
Oh wow!
And this is the thing. But she hasn't had a big win. She's playing incredible.
She's got a nice 4-point lead here. Lost her lot. That's good.
Stepping in, she's reading what SeYoung's doing. SeYoung for most. Brilliant shot.
When we were
at this so far in this match anyway, it's a bit of a combination of the two, as in SeYoung just slightly isn't quite what he's doing. I even saw it in some of the other mixed doubles, some of the other courts.
Supanida Kathetong.
Singapore. Service charge.
So we go to the interval with.
That's a better runner from SeYoung. Yeah, much better from SeYoung. From the break, she's had a
Well, there you go. Fancy up.
Yeah, and a few, but
as we said, the Orléans Masters.
great shot. You know, your mind and your body.
She's got 10 titles this year alone.
Just incredible. Just thankful that than it was, just because it is so hard to win week after
week out, right?
Just because it's so many matches, so much time on court. Incredible pick up.
Oh, what was that? Just issue in tournaments this year.
No, not at all. I mean, she's young, so she does have that on her side, which I know sounds silly, but it does make a difference. That's brilliant. There's kind of two didn't quite find that, possibly just bad luck, but it's a combination of maybe the two that resulted in the injury. I'm just very, very thankful that back. She was missed.
Yeah, getting mobbed because she was that well known.
It's the thing when you've had as much as twin team.
Now,
SeYoung got two back there. I think
it's important to remember.
Constantly playing to a very high level. Both players there working around so well.
Go.
thought about trying to challenge.
Challenge remaining.
Yeah, was doing all right.
Yeah, and there was a point where and that's the thing.
And she
faster, longer or faster punch back.
up this first game.
Just because things aren't quite as smooth or as easy to get the information across, which is the integral part. It's kind of pointless having the knowledge. It's different because when you're coaching behind the court, you get almost the blink of an eye to pass on the information clearly, precisely, and correctly. Brilliant for SeYoung. And if you take too young, but it's hard not to with how good a player she is. It is. And even there, and this Kathetong, she was in trouble and ends up a point from her.
I know people have asked me this as well. Like, we would get so annoyed when shots that don't go our way.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you have to look. She's from the halfway point, so in the first to now, I mean, especially the second game, where she's come out. She's in control, she's dictating, and this 7-love down. So, you know, in trouble, she still lost the rally.
She still lost the rally, yeah.
And you start to question everything you're doing. Now, you see more mistakes are likely to come just because you don't.
Yeah, I thought that she might just. And tired of it, as you said.
In the final game, and someone in the crowd shouted something in a negative way towards me, but you know, it frustrated me that much. Right, you know, and I turned, and my motivation, and it sounds ridiculous, but something very small can happen to have such a different outcome. The thing now, SeYoung, I mean, she's so smooth.
It might be too late by then.
Yeah, I mean, going in.
Interval.
Big ask indeed.
Looks like defense, then it's only attack. Not like.
You've got to try to instill belief in your player, and by that I mean, if the player's shot choice go one by one, as in just take 1 point at a time. Don't try and think the overall situation. Just keep a brilliant shot. And this is what I mean. But we just saw quite a few future, and that's what you have to analyse and look to that. So in every rally, you have full focus during that rally only. Well, there's a big gap. There was a big gap, and it didn't have to be quite as. I believe, you know, SeYoung will.
7-point margin at the moment.
Incredible, as in doesn't take a crazy risk, but it wins the point from it because the quality is so good.
10.
So this is the thing now. Whereas we saw in the beginning of the first game, she was reading everything SeYoung was doing. Brilliant. Tight. It is poetry in motion.
Go out.
So SeYoung took so late.
It's now 12 points in front.
But you can see Kathetong there, she's almost. Seeing more mistakes from Kathetong.
And SeYoung.
You know, if you did see us.
Well, 2 points in a row, often in the second game. The end. Masters Japan after a very good win over Supanida Kathetong. Brilliant stuff, didn't she?
Yeah, especially in the second game, SeYoung was, you know...
An excellent performance from SeYoung. All smart.